23 contract or fake relationship K-dramas to watch before you die. It's your contract and fake relationship K-drama mega list. MDL is here to deliver classics, fan faves, fake relationships, fake marriages, and the ultimate contract relationships in all of K-drama land, so stick around. You don't want to miss our top 23. Number 23, Marriage Not Dating. We've got a fantastic lineup of leading characters, played by Yeon Woo-jin, Han Gru, Jung Jin-woon, and Han Sun-hwa. We've got a rich plastic surgeon who's trying to avoid blind dates, getting married, and relationships. He recruits his friend's ex to play the role of his new girlfriend, knowing his family would absolutely not accept her. The situations that lead up to their fake relationship and what follows is hilarious and implicates them both. Once their families get involved, the characters will discover real love and their true selves, taking a love story from a triangle to a square. Number 22, Prime Minister and I. A reporter and a prime minister collide in this contract relationship where our male lead is raising his 3 kids all alone, and our enthusiastic female lead is a reporter who at times might be late to land the big stories. With thanks to fate, she finds herself landing an exposé with the prime minister. But there's a cost. Can you take a guess? You're probably right. She will find herself now being a mom to his kids, which is more than she anticipated for gaining the story. There's also a bit of an age gap between them. Im Yoona and Lee Bum-soo light up our screens in this drama. Number 21, Princess Hours. Goon. Feisty, cheerful, and determined female lead will find herself in the craziest position when she finds out she'll become a royal crown princess. The story theme is set in modern-day South Korea, with the notion that a monarchy is still in place, and what that would be like. Because of her grandfather's will, she finds out she must marry the crown prince, Lee Shin, who also attends her high school, but their social circles are worlds apart. She refuses a little in the beginning, but to help her poor family, she later accepts this arranged marriage. She and the prince will have many conflicting moments and be at odds. There will also be a competing love interest. This story was based on a beautifully illustrated manhwa. Did you also know that a remake for this drama is in the works? Number 20, Marriage Contract. Melodrama and a contract. A single mother who is in her hour of desperation after being diagnosed with a possible terminal brain tumor agrees to be an organ donor for the mother of her new boss. The sum of money cannot be ignored, and for our lead who wishes to leave that money for her young daughter, she agrees. However, in order to be a successful donor, the ruse has to be legitimate and they must become legally married, while also convincing the hospital of their long-term love. They'll face complications and challenges, and maybe even a love that isn't fake. We have another age gap romance here in this poor woman, rich man story that will certainly move your heart. Number 19, 100 Days My Prince. A historical K-drama sets the stage for a perfectionist crown prince who is displaced after an attempt on his life, but not before he passes a decree that citizens of a marriageable age must get married before they turn 28. He initially has a cold attitude, but viewers will get a closer look at how lonely he must have been. The injury he suffers causes him to have amnesia, and he gets taken in by a rural countryside father and his daughter. However, our female lead under law must get married in a very short time, and having no clue about his identity, our male lead proposes that they should marry so she can escape punishment. She's a strong and outspoken girl, so their chemistry on screen is well matched. But what will happen to their fake marriage agreement if he gets his memory back? Number 18, Fated to Love You. Jang Hyuk and Jang Nara deliver us a business rom-com with a string of unplanned events that connect them both through fate. Our female lead is a regular office worker, simplistic, and maybe a little quirky in her own way. This leads to others being able to kind of walk all over her because of her good nature. Taking a vacation, she finds herself with a rich and handsome man, and they spend a night together. A night that changes both their lives going forward. And possibly a manufactured relationship is set upon them as they try to figure things out, with consequences, and love despite odds has our plain and simple female lead stepping out and blossoming with her natural beauty. Number 17, King to Hearts. North meets South, where here we have another modern-day prince who finds himself betrothed to an elite soldier from the North. She's a legendary instructor working for North Korea's Special Forces, and she's never been in love. But things will change when she finds out about the arrangement with the prince, which is brought on after an issue with the royal family. He's got his own sense of humor, which might not seem to go hand in hand with being a royal, but this adds to their chemistry, especially when his materialistic and straightforward directive is shown. Lee Seung-gi and Ha Ji-won light up our screens in this royal rom-com. Number 16. Sweet 18. An arranged marriage between two families will bring our leading characters together, whether they like it or not. Soon after the contract is signed, one family faces financial difficulties and disappears, and contact is lost. Then we get a great time jump. 18 years later, our female lead, Jung-suk, is kind of a rebel determined to live her own life. Hyuk-jun could definitely be seen as a little more mature, and when they encounter each other again, there is so much conflict between them, which stirs up all those emotions. However, the agreement is still upheld, and they marry. As a newlywed couple, we'll follow their life together and the slice-of-life curveballs that they might face. Number 15. 1% of Anything. Aired in 2003, we'll be treated to hair, fashion, and the trends of the time when a warm-hearted teacher and a hot-tempered businessman will find themselves getting involved. Our male lead's grandpa is trying to guide his favorite grandson, who might be kind of a jerk. Much to grandpa's dismay, they challenge each other, but in a lighthearted way. With the grandpa's entire fortune on the line, there is a catch. Our male lead is to marry a girl that the grandpa chooses for him. The leads definitely clash at first, but at times, their disagreements also seem to bring them closer together. There's a 99% chance that love won't work out for our leads, but a 1% chance might change everything. Number 14. Something About 1%. Time jump now to the 2016 spin-off rom-com of 1% of Anything. Here we have for you Something About 1%. We have the basic premise from the previous mentioned drama. A rich and arrogant guy is taught a lesson by his grandpa to marry a girl and be humbled or lose the money. The engagement is contracted, putting both of our leads in awkward situations. Our female lead here is once again a sweet and caring school teacher. They are complete strangers with no connection other than a contract. Ha Seok-jin and Jung Soo-min star. Number 13. Lie to Me. This adorable 2011 K-drama delivered a hilarious and romantic contract relationship between Gong Ha-jung, your cute and average Ministry of Culture official, and Hyun Ki-jun, a manager of a hotel who has an incredible family background, giving this a kind of rich man and poor woman trope. Our female lead is super quirky, but she spins a web of lies and gets caught. Basically, like they say, fake it till you make it. They pose as a couple after her lies get out of control, but they make an agreement that benefits them both. Steamy kisses, love-hate relationship vibes. This drama has it all. Number 12. Delightful Girl, Chun-young. Just like the title, this delightful classic K-drama will follow the story of Chun-young, who is in love with Mong-young, but her first love doesn't materialize, and instead she's left kind of heartbroken. She doesn't let her unrequited love go. When a hotshot CEO of an entertainment company has a run-in with her, his confidence is broken when she refuses his advance because she has no interest in him. His attitude of all women could fall in love with him falters as he pursues after Chun-young to win her love. With themes of forced marriage and a contract relationship, it's just one more for your list. Number 11. Full House. A must-watch K-drama, Full House is an incredibly forced living situation story that also involves a contract between our leading OTP. We have a cute and humble scriptwriter whose not-so-nice best friends trick her out of owning her home, a home that her dad built and is known as Full House. She'll come to discover a celebrity she seems to keep bumping into is now the owner of her home. Determined to not give up her memories and the house, the two decide to work out a contract relationship, but it's not without its challenges, as they pretend to be in a relationship. This is kind of an opposites attract situation, and they'll each come to discover the sincerity between each other. Rain and Song Hye-kyo light up our screens. Number 10. Because This Is My First Life. A marriage of convenience in this slice-of-life romance and comedy has a house-poor-centric male lead, arranging a contract relationship with our female lead, who wishes she owned a home, but she doesn't. She's in much admiration of those who do. Due to some confusion early on for the use of a room in his home, a man does not show up, but our female lead. It might not be an ideal situation at first, but they make it work, and it leads to a contract. I might have said it once before about this K-drama, and I'll say it again. There's also a cat. Number 9. My Sassy Girl. Inspired by the 2001 movie of the same name, this K-drama sweeps us away to a historical setting. Our male lead is known as the famous Joseon National Treasure. He's a top scholar for his generation. His credentials aside, he will find himself entangled with a sassy, rebellious princess. He ends up in a situation more than he expected and becomes more of the princess's protector. The two definitely challenge each other, and given their different ranks, it could complicate things later for their relationship. Number 8. Creating Destiny. Another arranged marriage has our leads trying to fight it. Our female lead is independent and headstrong, going against her father's wish for her to marry the son of his best friend. After hearing of her plans to marry her American boyfriend, things go a little chaotic. She'll now find herself teaming up with our male lead as they come up with a plan to thwart their impending marriage. It seems like our male lead was the intended man. This K-drama filmed on location abroad, and not just in South Korea. Number 7. My Lovely Samsoon. Kim Sana stars as an exceptional baker of pastries and cakes, known as Kim Samsoon. After discovering her boyfriend cheating on her on Christmas Eve, her world comes tumbling down. But in a twist of fate that same evening, she meets our male lead, played by the famous Hyun Bin. His restaurant Bon Appetit is coincidentally in need of a baker, and the two come to an agreement. However, things heat up, and there's conflict as they disagree. This is a classic fan fave and often comes highly recommended, and we back that recommendation. It's really good. Number 6. Her Private Life. An adorable fangirl of a famous idol who knows how to keep the balance as a respectful fan while having a crazy, wonderful collection of merchandise. She knows not to go overboard and runs a website where images she captures of her favorite idol are shared and admired. Her actual day job is at an art gallery, and no one knows of her secret life as an ultimate fan of Chacheon. While in the art world, she meets our cold male lead, but he warms up later. And due to a misunderstanding involving the idol, our two leads will find themselves in a fake relationship that they both agree to. But will her secret life be discovered? This office work rom-com has some seriously funny moments and an adorable leading couple. Number 5. Noble My Love. A handsome CEO, played by the talented Sung-hoon, escapes a kidnapping, but he took some semi-serious injuries from the ordeal. Our female lead is played by Kim Jae-kyung, and she's a vet. When she finds the CEO outside her work, she treats his wounds, and when he wakes up, there's definitely some sparks. But with her kind nature, she declines any payment, but he can't let it go. Flaunting his wealth out there, he buys the whole building she works in. She later then sets up practice in Seoul, and he ends up contracting her to pretend to be his girlfriend so he can avoid blind dates. But as typical with some CEOs, he gets a little possessive of her. It's a straightforward formula that we're all familiar with, so it makes for light and easy watching. Number 4. Crash Landing on You. Declared one of the best K-dramas of all time from fans around the world, Crash Landing on You surprisingly delivered an incredible romantic story. When an heiress from South Korea accidentally lands in North Korea due to a paragliding accident, she later lands directly on our male lead, quite literally falling into his arms. The two form a connection almost immediately, and when she's discovered in his village, a fake relationship is at the core of getting her back home safely. With action, friend squads, and that unforgettable story, Crash Landing on You is indeed a stellar K-drama, where a fake relationship blooms into one of the best on-screen romances that also later bloomed into a real-life romance for our leads, Son Ye-jin and Hyun Bin. Number 3. So I Married an Anti-Fan. This K-drama is a novel adaptation which follows a magazine reporter who has an unexpected run-in with a major top star known as Hoo-jun. Due to a misunderstanding surrounding the top star, she loses everything including her job, and things continue to spiral downwards. She later takes a stand to protest against his agency's office, and this catches the media's interest. She becomes known as an anti-fan. She's offered an opportunity to star alongside Hoojun in a reality show of a star living with their anti-fan. Their relationship might have them at odds, but it's not long before they realize they have a deeper connection, see their true selves, and not just their labels. The K-drama stars Chae Tae-jun and Chae Soo-young. Number 2. A business proposal. Based on the web novel Office Blind Date, this laugh-out-loud screen adaptation follows our leading characters through many hilarious situations as our female lead takes the place of her best friend on a blind date. The blind date ends up being her boss at the company she works for. Doing her best to scare him off, he actually later gives her a proposal. She declines at first, but the two later agree to an arranged dating agreement. For now, our female lead hides behind the quirky identity and styling of the persona she took on. But what happens when he discovers that she's actually his employee? Great fun awaits you in this office rom-com that also delivers a second leading couple romance. Number 1. Love and Contract. Who would have thought one could make a business out of contracted relationships? Well, in this K-drama, our female lead's work week is nearly fully booked between clients. She poses as their significant other for events, family gatherings, and maybe social events. She is overall satisfied with this line of work and doesn't seem to have intentions to actually get married herself. However, her two main clients might really test her romantically as she tries to keep that professional work-life balance. Two handsome oppas shared the screen time with her. One is a mysterious long-term client, and the other a recently new client who is also a handsome actor. What's a girl to do? Well, MDLers, that wraps our top 25 list of contracted and fake relationship K-dramas. Which ones do you plan to watch immediately? Or have you watched them all? Do you have a favorite? And did we miss any? Please let us know in the comments section down below. And we'll see you in the next video.